Hi, and thanks so much for joining me. Today we are talking about these two new Gucci products. If you'd like to see that, please keep watching. I had several questions about the Gucci powder, so I thought I'd pick it up. I picked mine up in the shade 5, and I also spotted this multi-use gel gloss, and I've always been intrigued by this kind of a product, so let's go ahead and just try them on. I have on everything except for powder, blush, and highlighter. Let's quickly talk about the packaging if you haven't already seen it. It is stunning. Of course, the shade is beautiful, and then it's got the gold as well, and then you open it up, it has the compact, and then underneath, which unless you have long nails, is kind of hard actually to get into because, oh look, I just scratched it. So you lift it up and then you have this inside. It's like a puff, but it's also foamy, and then it has like a velvet kind of feel on it. So we're going to actually use this, but look how beautiful this is. It's refillable from what I can tell. So you won't be throwing away the beautiful packaging when you are done with this powder, which I like. I like that companies are doing that more. And I like how they're including the packaging with the original purchase, so you're not having to buy two separate items to begin with. Let's go ahead in. So I have shade 5, and I'm just going to take some. I haven't tried this yet. It's very much a first impression. I've been trying out so many other things that it's hard to get ahead sometimes to really try them out. But I think this is helpful in terms of shade selection. So let's see, let's go under the eye first. So I'm glad right away that I went with this shade, because I think if I went with anything deeper, we would be too deep. Like that's a little bit deep actually for my eye area, but let's go ahead and roll this onto the skin here. Okay. I am more oily today, so we get to test it against some nice oily skin. I'm surprised that it's coming across as this deep, actually. This was one of the warmer shades in the comparison, so we'll do half and half, side by side, just so you can see. It is taking away that oil. It's mattifying really nicely. And the sun is in and out today. Okay. I'm not used to applying powder with one of these. I usually use a brush. I'm just trying to roll it though, so that it doesn't do anything weird to the makeup underneath. Yeah, this definitely added some color to my complexion. You can see powdered versus not powdered. Powdered versus unpowdered. It's definitely deeper for the center of my face. It matches more the exterior of my face than the interior. It took away the shininess though. I like that about it. So I will wear this for the rest of the day. It's already afternoon though. And then let you know about the wear in the description box below. I really like this compact though. It's so pretty, and it reminds me of exactly what they were going for in terms of a vintage type of makeup look. So what I'm going to do is add some blush, and then I'm actually going to remove the lip gloss I have. I have on the Guerlain lipstick with a little bit of Cherry Blossom lip gloss. Yeah, that's it, by Wayne Goss, and I'm going to actually just pat off the lip gloss because we're going to go in with this product next. Okay, I've taken the gloss off. I reapplied the lipstick, but I have here the multi-use gel gloss. I've seen things like this before, but I thought we would try it on the lids. I'll use it as a highlighter and then as a gloss. So let's see what happens. So I have a little bit here. It's clear. I just worry that these will make makeup run or move. Okay, so it feels a little bit like slick. You know what it feels like? It feels like that Beauty Blender one that I picked up that I didn't really love, but let's see. We'll see how it goes. So I have, oh, actually, before I do that though, I did want to try buffing out the blush with this powder, which is what I normally do. So let's see how it does. Let's see how this gel does over powder. Yeah, I know some of you commented that you were looking for something like this where you like a little bit of just glow, but not an iridescent kind of glow. Okay, be careful, don't get too close to the pores. Yeah, I've got to stop right here. So there's that. That's how it looks versus this side, which doesn't have any. I purposely used something shimmery on my lids just to see what this would do. And I used the Tom Ford Suspicion palette along with the Charlotte Tilbury, the Desert Haze. So I used both of them together. But let's go ahead and just apply it to the eyelids. So I'm putting it on really lightly. I just am afraid it's going to move things around. But like I said, I mean, you can definitely feel it. Yeah, it has like just a slight stickiness to it, but it's not super goopy or anything like that. So it did mute it down a little bit. This is without. And then let's try it as a balm. Let's just apply it just to the middle. It feels like a really nice lip gloss. Okay, so far I've got it on this eyelid, this cheek, and then my lips. And then this side doesn't have any. I do like it here. I think it looks really nice. It didn't lift off my foundation or the powder. This is a nice summer product for no makeup where you want a little bit of a glow, but you want it to be placed very strategically. So again, I will report back on how well this wears, because it's one thing to look nice on application, but it's another thing to look nice after you've worn it for a little while. Let's go ahead and talk about the powder. Now, this is an item that doesn't have actually much information about, which I think is kind of strange. If you go from the US site, I wasn't able to access the powder, but from other countries, it looks like they were able to see this powder. So I picked mine up at Selfridges. I also saw they were available on Harrods. There are 12 shades, which I think makes this extra hard to pick because they are very specific. And mine is in the shade 5. I think that it's a little bit deep for me. It's okay for the exterior, but for this middle part of my face, I definitely think I could have gone with a lighter shade. So this was really hard to pick. They had some great swatches on the arms, but they weren't labeled. So that was a little bit tough. I was actually considering 6 as well, but that looked like it had a cooler tone to it. And the reason I picked 5 is because it had a warmer tone. So again, the shade lighter than this, I'll have to take a look at the tone and see if it's warm as well, because that will make a difference. Gucci took inspiration from iconic Hollywood movies and the vintage era for its powder, available again in 12 shades. The lightweight formula is packed with micro-reflecting lamellar powders. I looked up lamellar and it looks like it just means membrane or layer. I didn't get much information about what that actually meant, but it does also say it has emollient agents that melt into the skin and give a luminous complexion. Encased in a refillable compact, it's infused with a delicate floral fragrance and perfect for applying over foundation to set your makeup. So let's see, it has set the makeup really nicely, and I'm extra oily today. So let's see how this does over the next few hours. I'll continue to wear it. I will leave notes in the description box below just so you can read about what the experience was like, because yeah, it looks really nice now. It is a very nice powder. It feels good on the skin. It doesn't have a powdery look to it. Under the eyes right now is looking really nice, which I'm surprised at because most powders don't do really well. So far, Charlotte Tilbury really is the only one I rely on, but I'm impressed with how it looks right now. Pores look pretty good. It needed a little bit of time to meld with the skin in order to get a little bit more smooth looking versus initial application. The fragrance is definitely there. It's floral and it smells like a perfume, but it's not. I'm gonna really have to try to detect the smell. It's not as strong as, say, something like the Guerlain products that is very upfront in terms of the fragrance. This one I kind of have to look for it, so it's not that strong of a fragrance if you were wondering. I'll continue to use that over the next few weeks just to get any more definitive thoughts, but this first impression is very good. Okay, let's talk about this gloss So I liked it. I think it's one of those things that can transform makeup, and I like those kinds of tools. I would love to try this with something like the Guerlain eyeshadow stick that I used recently. I think that might be really pretty with it, and then any other shimmery, like really shimmery kinds of eyeshadows might be nice with this. On the cheeks it looks good, but I just put my hair down and my hair sticks to it a little bit. So this would be a good thing if you want to put it on the high points of your cheeks when your hair is back and up away from your face. I think that will be the best time to use it, or else I think it might be irritating to get your hair stuck to these areas if that bothers you, which it bothers me. And then on the lips, it's really nice. I mean, it feels like a really nice gloss. And I did bring, just for comparison's sake, the Beauty Blender one, just to see how they feel, because I know I didn't love this one. I think this one was a little bit thinner. This is the Glass Glow highlighter by Beauty Blender. This is not a comparison video, but I just thought since I mentioned it, I should go find it. Okay, so it is more like a liquidy, and this is more like a gel, if you were wondering the difference between the two. Yeah, there's more of a slip and more of a wateryness to, I mean, you can't even see them here, but there's a more of a wateryness to the Beauty Blender versus the gel. So I hope that was helpful for you, especially for the shade match. I feel like this is a very kind of weirdly elusive product right now. I have seen this though available on Sephora. I hope that was helpful for you as another resource out there, but I think it's a really lovely powder. The challenge though is to find the correct shade before investing. If you're slightly more tan than me, then I think that this color is perfect. But I will research the shade lighter than this and let you know based on what I could see what my opinion is on if that would be a better match or if this is the best one for someone of my skin tone. And that is it for today's video. So please take care of each other, stay well. And if you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thanks.